Jury selection is usually routine. Not this time. Judge Aran Subramanian screened more than 100 New Yorkers, grilling them on everything from party playlists to personal trauma. By Friday, May 9th, he had 12 plus 6 alternates, enough to launch opening statements. Then the emails rolled in. One juror confessed the weight felt like a piano on my chest. Another forgot to mention an ongoing lawsuit against the city. Subramanian slammed the brakes. Swear them in Monday morning, he ruled, before they have a chance to change their minds again. Transition. But cold feet weren't the only problem, because just hours earlier, prosecutors discovered they'd lost something far more valuable than a nervous juror. She's known only as Victim 3 in the indictment, a woman whose testimony, prosecutors say, ties Diddy to a 2018 freak-off in a Miami penthouse. On Thursday, she confirmed her travel plans. By Friday, her phone went dark. No check-ins, no social media, no flight records. Federal marshals showed up at her last address and found an empty apartment. Inside sources whisper she bolted after a midnight visit from friends of friends. Defense lawyers smirk that she's just anxious. Prosecutors call it witness intimidation. Either way, one of their star voices is now a ghost. And the ghost story sparked a new wave of panic, this time inside the jury box. Imagine you're juror A. You've heard rumors of payoffs, burner phones, even silent threats scrawled on coffee shop napkins. On Saturday, you open your inbox to see headlines screaming, "Witness missing. Diddy trial in turmoil." Do you still want your face in that courtroom sketch? One prospective juror didn't. She emailed the clerk. "My personal well-being is at risk." The judge released her before lunch. Court security doubled the marshal detail and sealed the jurors' names tighter than a vault. Still, the tension hangs thick enough to slice. And the source of that tension? Prosecutors say, look no further than a jailhouse phone bank across the East River. Sean Combs sits in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, but according to a Homeland Security sweep, he's been dialing out like a late-night telethon. Investigators traced 8 separate inmate accounts, all funneling calls back to Combs, masking the origin. One witness got 54 calls in a single week. Another received a cash deposit in her mother's Venmo 2 days before she posted an Instagram caption praising forgiveness. Federal agents call it witness tampering. The defense labels it misunderstood generosity. The judge, he calls it Exhibit A. Day 1 inside the wood-paneled courtroom. Prosecutors flash a projector and names cascade like a red carpet credits reel. Kanye West, Michael B. Jordan, Mike Myers, Robert Downey Jr. Over 100 in total. The point isn't to accuse, it's to root out bias. Do you follow Kanye on Instagram? Did you watch Black Panther twice? Raise your hand and you might be dismissed. But the side effect is pure clickbait. Social feeds explode. Why is Iron Man in Diddy's trial? No one outside Chambers knows the answer, but the speculation does exactly what prosecutors hoped. It keeps the public glued. Meanwhile, inside Team Diddy, the strategy board was melting faster than their legal budget. Mutual combat. Yes, Diddy hit Cassie. They'll admit it on tape. But she struck back. They claim, expect 2 shaky iPhone clips and a forensic video expert arguing the infamous hotel footage is contextless. Mind fog. A licensed psychiatrist will testify that years of alcohol, Xanax, and opioids left the mogul unable to form criminal intent, fruit of the poisoned raid. Defense filings insist April 2024 warrants were overbroad fishing expeditions that scooped family photographs and Grammy memorabilia along with alleged trafficking ledgers. If the judge agrees, those iCloud chats could vanish from evidence. But while the team brainstormed, one of its longest-serving members reached for the lifeboat. Anthony Rico, the street-smart attorney who steered Combs through the 1999 Club New York shooting trial, stunned the docket by filing a respectful yet regretful motion to withdraw. He cited ethical constraints, so sensitive he wouldn't describe them even under seal. Hours later, entertainment powerhouse Grubman Shire, Combs' counsel for 2 decades, announced they'd severed ties. Industry chatter pins the exodus on internal revolt. Lady Gaga, one source claims, threatened to walk if the firm kept the toxic client. Whether true or not, the optics are devastating, and the optics matter because the stakes could not be higher. Racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, transporting for prostitution, convictions on all counts mean a life sentence. Prosecutors say Combs ran a 20-year shadow operation, drugging and coercing women into so-called freak-offs, then paying hush money and NDAs to erase the evidence. The defense calls it kinky but consensual. The jury will decide, and they'll do it, while the world watches every flinch and whispered sidebar. So here we stand, a billionaire behind bars, a missing witness, jurors scared to check their voicemail, and a celebrity guest list worth half of Hollywood. Whether you see a fallen icon or a hunted scapegoat, one thing is certain. The next 8 weeks will redefine power and accountability in the music industry. And if victim 3 reappears, or another juror folds, the whole timetable could explode again. Keep your notifications on, because the next twist in this saga might drop before the courtroom microphones even cool. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.